Today's episode is a guided meditation on taking in what's positive in life, and I'll explain soon how that relates to the topics of our true nature and transitions. But first, I want to give you a couple of updates. This is the 30th episode of the first season of this show, and in a few weeks, we'll be winding down. I'm planning to take a month or two off as I start working on the next season, which will be about the death and rebirth process, but in a more literal and data-driven way. We'll be talking near-death experiences, reincarnation research, why it makes sense to acknowledge that there's more to us as humans than just our physical bodies, and other fun topics. Do you have questions about any of what I just said, or something you'd like me to address in the next season? Please write me. You can find my email address in the show notes. Also, the Rebirth newsletter/group has kicked off. Several bi-weekly emails have gone out, and we've had our first live video call. If you'd like to see who else is into these weird and wonderful topics, ask questions, and basically make some new friends to support you in your life transitions, please find the sign-up link in the show notes too. The emails are short and entertaining, and it's a great chance to connect with like-minded people. Okay, now that you're up to date on what's happening with this show and the community developing around it, let's talk about today's episode. It's a meditation that's all about noticing and resting in what's good in our lives. We have what's called a negativity bias, our brain's tendency to rewire quickly in response to threats, but slowly or not at all in response to opportunities. It's helped our species to survive and evolve to become the dominant one on the planet, but it's less helpful these days when our threats aren't rare things like getting chased by a lion, but everyday things like getting stuck in traffic. Or not getting stuck in traffic because there's a global pandemic. So we need to balance out our natural negativity bias, but we can also go further and learn to look for those moments when our Buddha nature, our true divine face, so to speak, shows through, and spend some time soaking them in. This meditation can be a way to connect with that awake and loving aspect of ourselves, which comes naturally to our awareness during the bardo of clear light. Let's meditate together. Welcome to Letting Grow, the podcast about one of the spiritual journey's most difficult and courageous moments, letting go of who we think we should be so we can grow into who we most deeply are. I'm your host, Claire Villarreal, and I appreciate your joining me today. To begin with, find the posture that's comfortable for you. You could do this meditation lying down, sitting, or standing. You can just let the eyes gently close or let them gaze down at about a 45-degree angle, mostly closed. And we can start to invite the attention into the body, feeling the connection between the base of the body and the chair, the cushion, whatever you're resting on. We're inviting the mind to come and rest in the place where it deeply belongs. So we'll start with the in-breath, using that to invite the mind into the body and into the present moment. We can imagine drawing in the energy of the world around us and letting that find its place in our body. Now we'll move to whatever breath meditation is most comfortable for you. You could focus on the nostrils, feeling the breath flow in and out, or center the mind deep in the abdomen. Whatever works best for you, just use that technique. As your mind settles, notice the moments when you feel grounded, and pause and take that in for at least 12 seconds. There could be thoughts in your mind, but if you're feeling settled, just take those 12 seconds so that your brain can digest that peaceful state and savor that feeling of well-being. If you're doing this exercise and you feel that you're learning something about yourself, you can pause and take that in. If you're noticing thoughts arise and dissolve and not getting swept away by them, take a moment and really feel that awakeness. This is the time to fill up your tanks with positive energy. If you actually count out 12 seconds when you're feeling something positive, it can feel like forever. Just see what happens when you try to rest in that state. Feeling grounded, feeling settled, whatever it is, for as long as you can. It may be that if you're looking too hard for something positive, that's actually preventing a natural, settled state of mind. So if you're having a difficult time finding a positive state, see what happens if you relax the mind a bit. And finally, before we close the meditation, let's just have a moment of kindness and compassion toward ourselves. You can put this in your own words if you'd like, but see if you can feel this. May I be able to really feel what's positive in my life. May I be able to take in and accept kindness and wonder all the blessings of life. May I naturally come to recognize what's positive and dwell on it at least as much as what's negative. And finally, we close the meditation. Thanks for coming along for today's exploration of the process of letting grow. If you found this episode helpful, please share it. And subscribe now so you're always in the loop. For links to more content related to today's episode, please see the show notes. See you again next week.